Hello everyone, my name is Cqrbon, and welcome back to the Outmaneuver YouTube channel. In today's gameplay, we have Dudeness playing his Aggression Leia deck versus Faith's Command Luke Skywalker deck. Both players are on the 25 HP bases. Dudeness is on Tarkin Town, and Faith is on Energy Conversion Lab. So this is Faith's opening hand here. He's going to decide what to resource. He has two lightsabers, but doesn't really have a good ground target for those early. So he decides to resource them both. Dudeness has looks like Spec Force, Keep Fighting, a couple early space plays with two different X-Wings and two K2SOs. Yeah, he's going to resource the more niche cards of Keep Fighting and Spec Force, keep those two K2SOs to push a lot of damage later on in the game. Faith starts things off with a Restored Arc. 2-cost 2/3 Rebel with Restore 1. Dudeness quickly follows up with his own X-Wing, which is essentially the same card as Restored Arc, just without the Vigilance requirement, without the Restore. If you guys enjoy these gameplay videos, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to us. We're closing in on 2,000 subscribers, which is really crazy to think about. And it's awesome that so many of you are excited about this game. So going into turn 2 here, Faith does have that Echo-based defender to start putting some pressure on the ground. Ideally, he'd like to maybe get something out and start using Luke's shields to set up some favorable trades. He is on the play here, so he gets to decide what to do first, and he's just going to go ahead and start by hitting Dudeness's X-Wing with his Restored Arc. Doesn't get any healing just yet because there's no damage. Dudeness is going to change that and start hitting the base. So Leia obviously here is going to be playing pretty aggressively, trying to take down Luke before Luke is able to stabilize and deploy the leader and start playing a bunch of shields. Faith plays a Alliance Dispatcher for 1. Dudeness responds with a Sabine on the ground, 2-cost 2/3. And Faith uses his Energy Conversion Lab to play a Battlefield Marine, just a 2/3/3. But that will trade effectively into Dudeness's 2/3 on the ground here. And Battlefield Marine is going to take 2 damage back from that attack, but does survive. But not for long. Dudeness is going to respond by using his Tarkin Town base ability to take out the Battlefield Marine. So both players have used their abilities here. Tarkin Town is kind of a natural counter to Energy Conversion Lab because the unit that gets ambushed in is going to get damaged and usually is going to be within Tarkin Town range. Dudeness does that to secure the ground and make sure he's not pushing any damage. Dudeness doesn't have a great way to deal with this Dispatcher, so Dispatcher is most likely going to potentially be used to play something bigger. And Faith actually here has a Bright Hope, which is a great card. It's a Space Sentinel. It's going to go ahead and bounce that Dispatcher that he just used to draw a card. And the K2SO comes down that we saw in Dudeness's opening hand. And Faith is going to swing the Restored Arc into Dudeness's base for 2 and restore 1 of that health. Dudeness takes the initiative, and now Faith starts leveraging Luke Skywalker's ability to put shields to put a shield on the Bright Hope, effectively locking down the space arena in his favor. So we'll have to see if Dudeness doesn't probably have a great way to get through this Bright Hope, so he may need to transition to the ground to be able to continue pushing damage. He was able to get this K2SO setup, and it's uncontested, meaning that it's most likely going to hit the base for 4 here. Both players on 5 resources. Leia is going to be coming out this turn. And K2SO is going to hit the base 4, bringing Faith's damage up to 5. Faith is going to go ahead and get that Echo-based defender that we saw in his opening hand out on the field. I imagine his idea is he's going to want to go ahead and give it a shield. Leia is going to deploy, and we are going to see the shield using Luke's ability to give that shield to that Echo-based defender, making this a really annoying target for Leia to get through. Dudeness goes ahead and plays Wing Leader, on his Leia here. Going to go ahead and give her the 2 experience to give her a lot more attack. And Faith's going to replay that Alliance Dispatcher that we saw from earlier. And then Dudeness has the Infiltrator skill. Now, this is one of Dudeness's favorite cards in this deck, I know for a fact. because putting it on Leia with his other buffs allows him to just continually hit the base, and there's not really much Faith can do about this here. He's going to straight up bypass with that Saboteur from the Infiltrator skill, and I believe that's at 7 damage to Faith's base directly, which is pretty tough. Now Faith's going to have to make a decision of what he wants to do, and he's going to go ahead and run the Bright Hope into Dudeness's base. He's going to start putting a little pressure on there. He doesn't really want to get rid of the shield. He wants to make Dudeness traded to him because there's nothing Dudeness in Dudeness's deck that's going to remove this 2/6 with shield. But Dudeness right now just does not care and plays a Metal Ceremony to go ahead and give an experience to Leia and experience to K2SO since they both attacked this phase. So Leia is an extremely scary threat here at Infiltrator's skill. Is her terrifying combo to make her go past Sentinels, and all this experience makes it nearly impossible to kill her. So we'll see if Faith has some sort of answer to deal with this massively buffed up Leia. This is the turn where he can deploy Luke, so he can potentially, if he has a way to deal with Dudeness's ground force here, he may be able to stabilize and come back. He's going to go ahead and tap 6 and then use the Dispatcher to play a 7-cost guard while he only has 6 resources, which is going to be Luke Skywalker, the unit. Now, normally why you would want to wait until one of your things dies and remove it with Luke Skywalker's ability, here Faith just needs to slow down the attack, stem the bleeding, and is going to give Leia -3/-3 for this phase. So Dudeness is going to use the Saboteur instead of hitting the base here to actually go through the shield and just one-shot the Echo Base Defender, which opens up the door for K2SO to now attack the base with Leia's ability since he gets to attack with another Rebel unit. Puts Faith at 16 damage on his base, 9 health left. And now he is going to be able to get Luke out here, but he's out of resources, whereas Dudeness still has all 5 resources left. And he's going to use 3 of those to play Fighters for Freedom, which is another Saboteur threat. It's going to ignore the Sentinel, any Sentinel unit that Faith puts into play, and just hit the base directly. It also threatens additional damage if he plays red cards, so that'll be additional pings hitting Faith's base. Looks like he's going to use Luke Skywalker to attack, and I believe he's killing Leia, it looks like. Leia has -3/-3 from Luke and also 4 damage from the other attack, and that 4 from Luke is enough to finish her off. And Faith, I believe, gives his shield to his Restored Arc, because he can still swing and pick off one of Dudeness's ships and heal 1 this turn. Dudeness with 2 resources left. Going to play one of his favorite cards and kind of the special card, underrated card of this deck is Keep Fighting. So it's going to do 1 damage to Faith's base because of Fighters for Freedom, because it's a red card. And it's also going to ready Fighters for Freedom, meaning Dudeness is going to be getting another 3 damage. Faith runs the Restored Arc into Dudeness's damaged X-Wing to heal 1 and take it out, and then that 3 is going to hit the base. Faith takes initiative, so he can swing with Luke to restore 3 and maybe kill one of these units before it gets to hit the base. So Faith is in a very tough spot here. Dudeness with almost any amount of burn is going to be able to close out this game. Now Faith does get this to go first and has this Luke Skywalker to heal 3. But it is going to be a challenging game to win with only 6 health remaining. So both players thinking about their resources. Faith does go up to 7. Dudeness is going to stay at 5 here. And yes, we're going to see the Luke go ahead and take out that K2SO straight away. Takes 5 damage back, and he's going to heal 3 damage from the base. And Dudeness chooses to do 3 damage back, just effectively negating that. And now we're going to see the Fighters for Freedom. Looks like Dudeness is going to attack the base and get Faith down to 3 health. So, while no immediate way to close out the game, there could be the burn for a cause I believe in. Trades Luke to get rid of the fighters so he can't get the 1 damage off of for a cause. In case Dudeness has it, he does have for a cause I believe in. So we're going to see if he hits. He needs 3 hero cards here to win the game. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. and and a fourth one for good measure. So that's going to go ahead and defeat Faith's base, and Leia is able to take this game against Luke. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. Let us know how we did with the gameplay, what decks you want to see, what you guys think about this overlay. We're working on a couple improvements since the last video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.